Yeah. Coming home late, but was reeking of the doja. Surfing on them couches, had me sleeping on the sofa. Heard the end is coming, I'ma be here till it's over. Never heard a single word the preacher ever told us. Only verses you see me rehearsing was from Hova. Having constant visions of a Beamer or a Rover. Baby, I'm a dreamer, can't just settle for the quota. Fighting every day, need a medal like a soldier, yeah. Every day is like a mission. All this pain that I've been feeling from this game is kinda sickening. They don't like who I'm becoming. Say I'm changing by the minute. Staying out of our discussion, so they paint me as a villain. Whoa. Try to tell the people you could bank on me. Hard to believe when the tank on E. Think about a failure, do you think about me? Lord, set me free. Took my losses, paid my dues. Pray my coffin full of jewels. Can't say I ain't tried. Set my soul on fire. Took my losses, paid my dues. Pray my coffin full of jewels. Can't say I ain't tried. Set my soul on fire.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
What's up, guys? How you living out there, man? Shout out to the free thinkers, of course. Shout out to everybody that's been following us on Def to Radio, our Instagram Def to Radio, and of course our website deftораdio.com. Make sure you guys follow us on both. Great way to support the channel, of course, and it's a great way to kind of get on our radar as far as requests are concerned. That's kind of how we got to this request enough, and of course Instagram as well. We kind of got flooded with requests to do this new Russ Santiago album. So check out that information in the description below.
And as always, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure it's set to all so you get all our videos as they drop. Up-and-coming artists, man, you know what to do, man. Click the link in the description. We'll do about 60 seconds of your song in the front of one of our up-and-coming videos to get you some exposure. So if you're interested in that or an up-and-coming artist, make sure you click the link in the description, man. All right, man, Russ, man. Getting back to Russ, man. We've done a ton of Russ songs, man, from Perfectionist, I think, was the last one we just did,
Love
which
that
we
song.
liked a lot.
One of my favorite songs of the year, by the way.
And this song is called Enough off the new project, Santiago, man. So, man, we're excited, man.
No More was on the top list of the requests. There's a couple others, so it was all over the place. Nothing really dominated, but Enough came up probably a little bit more than some of the other options. So that's why we're going with Enough, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's see what this project's all about. Russ off the new Santiago album. Make sure y'all go check that out. Enough.
Yeah, I wasn't right within, was lying trying to find a slim opening to cope with grim realities of hopelessness. The casualties of broken men, unhappily devoted. When it hit me, all the walls were trying to kiss me, they were closing in. I'm soaking in the tub, but how the fuck did this all happen? Can I fasten my seatbelt before the tree and me are wrapped in a blanket? I can't escape it, the brakes that I have ain't breaking. The weight that I feel is aching, they say we don't feel the same shit. The pain isn't real, I'm famous, the cage that I'm in is dangerous. I'm chained to perception, anxious, every day I'm faced with the anguish of faking and saving faces. So draining, I pray it changes. Self-hatred's an understatement for making the bed I lay in. My faith and my patience shaking. I'm craving a new awakening. I'm chasing myself, I'm waving, complaining that I'm evading, betraying myself, restraining, enslaved by my
His cadence and training and banging. I'm slanging and then I'm banging.
Awakening, waving, and complaining.
I got the chain and then I'm fainting.
So off top, man, we making jokes, man, but he's already going in, man. But it seems like this is kind of him opening up a little bit, right? You know, he said the first line was like, I wasn't right within, lying, trying to find a slim opening to cope with the grim realities of hopelessness. So right there, I love that line. But one thing that I'm seeing about Russ in his older age, man, it seems like he's a little bit more open to opening up, you know? And I think that this is really, it's telling to me because I've always known, well, we've always known that Russ can rap. But I feel like this takes it to another level, man, because I don't want to say it's easy to rap about braggadocious shit, because I love that shit. Y'all know, go back and watch my other Russ reactions, my Rick Ross reactions. I love that big boy boss talk. But I think this takes more out of you, because you have to really not only think about what you want to say, but how you want to say it and what you're willing to be vulnerable about. That's a lot, man. You know what I mean? I can't
applaud him for that.
I can't speak for everybody, but it's hard for me to open up to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just is. So I love what I'm hearing so far. That's kind of what I think that this is going to be about.
He hinted around to this when I think he put a post of our reaction of Perfectionist up there, and he was just like, if y'all like this, because Perfectionist was about that, right? Trying to be a perfectionist and just all the struggles that he was going through with that. And he was like, y'all gonna love Santiago. So he kind of gave us a glimpse into what, to what he was gonna be on with this one. So let's keep it going though. But that we stopped it because he was just in this relentless syllable. Taking and I'm making and making that part. It was crazy though. I mean, I'm clowning, but he was getting busy on that. But it was relentless. All right, let's get back to it.
It's dangerous, I'm chained to perception, anxious. Every day I'm faced with the anguish of faking and saving face. It's so draining, I pray it changes. Self-hatred's an understatement for making the bed I lay in. My faith and my patience shaking. I'm craving a new awakening. I'm chasing myself, I'm waving, complaining that I'm evading, betraying myself, restraining, enslaved by my past, I'm racing. That ancient indoctrination, I'm blazing whatever's failing and scraping up the remaining, reshaping my soul, creating, embracing a new foundation. No swaying, no more decaying. The process of excavation, surveilling what needs replacing. Is daily, can't get complacent. I'm taking solo vacations, I need solitude. I think I bottle too many problems due to not wanting to upset my family, plus I got the news that sadness ain't allowed from the same crowd that turns around and asks for sad songs. Tell me how, cause as a man you cannot frown. Don't make a sound, just stand up proud. No one appreciating us until we're dead and underground. It's no surprise that suicide is super high. It's not unusual, cause men know that they only get their flowers at the funeral. We're hardening ourselves instead of gardening ourselves. Suppressed emotions, we're alone, so now we're targeting ourselves. No one to talk to out of pride and fear coming off weak. Some women looking at you lesser if there's tears on your cheek, but if there's tears tattooed, that same girl is a freak. So they're attracted to the pain unless they hear the pain speak. Society romanticizes the silent sufferer. Stoicism is sexy unless he can't show that he fucks with her. If that's your girl, be done with her. Cause if you're numb to the pain, then you're numb to the pleasure. Whether it's sun or it's rain, to you it's all the same weather. These days I'm better off, retreated and reserved on a resort, then reemerge, feeling recharged and reassured that I'm enough.
That was hard, man. That was hard.
He was barred up.
He was. I'm gonna start at the end here, man, because he said something that I thought was very true. For me, nah, man. It was very, very hard, and it still is very hard in some instances for me to show my real feelings, especially when we're talking about crying. It better be something
catastrophic,
dude. Like into the World War Z type shit. Everybody I know died. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I know that I care about.
I would cry. There's a group of zombies at my window. I might shed a tear. I ain't gonna lie.
When somebody has a tattooed tear on their cheek, they put in some work. That's what that means. It means they killed somebody typically, right? So the way I'm taking that is she's attracted to the guys that maybe she shouldn't be attracted to. That girl's a freak. You should probably leave that girl alone. But she's attracted to the bad boy. She's attracted to the bullshit until the bullshit, that bad boy does some bad boy shit on a resort. Then I reemerge feeling recharged and reassured that I'm enough. You know, I feel like all these things that we do in life, we can lose ourselves in materialistic things and think that that's enough, you know. But even though you have maybe some deep issues that you need to kind of work out, because we all have issues, man, and to feel that you're enough, because you know, I don't know if money can kind of ratify that for you.
I just wanted to highlight the lyricism here, man. He said the casualties of broken men unhappily devoted when they hit me. All the walls were trying to kiss me. They were closing in. I'm soaking in a tub of how the fuck did all this happen? I'm soaking in a tub of how the fuck did I get here, basically. Can I fasten my seatbelt before the tree and me are wrapped in? A blanket I can't escape, but the brakes, they ain't breaking. And the weight that I feel is aching. They say we don't feel the same shit. The pain isn't real. I'm famous. The cage that I'm in is dangerous. The word, the syllable usage there, how he carried that cadence, and the lyricism within that was really, really fucking dope.
It was, man.
And I think that part right there, the way because he started the song that way. When he says the casualties of broken men, I'm unhappily devoted to something that I mean, he said something about his bed being made, right? I wanted to be this rich and famous guy is how I'm taking it. I wanted to be rich and famous, but there's a lot that comes along with this fame, right? So now I feel like at this point in time, I may have some trauma, you know what I mean, from childhood or whatever the case may be that I'm dealing with. And now I'm in a position where I have to deal with everything that comes with fame. Now the walls are closing in. And they're about to kiss me, right? They're closing in. And I'm soaking in a tub of how the fuck did all this happen? And when he said, can I fasten my seatbelt before the tree and me are wrapped in? Thinking of a car, right? Before you crash, right? You're wrapped around a tree in your car because you're going so fast and you're out of control. Boom, you hit a tree and then it wraps you in. Yep. But can I fasten my seatbelt before that happens? You know what I'm saying? Can I like secure myself and save myself before I crash? Then he said the pain isn't real. I'm famous. The cage that I'm in is dangerous. So the way that sounds to me is that I think he's talking about the perception of someone who has a lot of money, who's famous, right? Who's rich and famous and appears to have everything. I think those are the people that are saying like, dude, any type of struggle you have is not real. Another rich person crying and complaining about having this illustrious life. So I think Russ feels that he's trapped in when he says the walls are closing in. Like, he has to harbor these emotions, right? He can't express that he's going through something because people are going to look at him like, why are you complaining, man? You're rich and you're famous. You know what I mean? So the walls are closing. I'm struggling right now. I'm going through maybe depression, or I'm struggling with anxiety and having all these responsibilities to take care of my friends and my family and all this other stuff. The walls are closing in. I can't even complain about it. I can't voice it, right? You know, I'm chained to perceptions, anxious. Every day I'm faced with the anguish of faking and saving face. It's so draining. I pray it changes. You know what I'm saying? I'm faking. I'm saving face, right? I'm trying to put up this facade that everything is fine when it's not, because I have to be that guy. I have to be I'm the one that's taking care of the family. I'm the one that's the leader of my pack. So I can't appear weak. I can't appear that my foundation is a little shaky, right? But that in turn is causing more anguish. But then I feel like Russ kind of gets to a point where he realizes that obviously this has to change, right? Like, I pray it changes, and he has to literally put forth the effort to make it change, because he says, and I'm scraping up the remaining. So to me, I'm taking that as when he says scraping up the remaining, I'm broken down. I'm broken. So I'm taking these remaining parts and scraping up the remaining and be shaping my soul, creating. I'm taking up these remaining parts and I'm building myself back up, right? I'm getting my soul back is how I'm taking that.
Yeah.
I'm embracing the new foundation. I'm embracing the new foundation that I'm laying for myself. No swaying and no more decaying. You know what I'm saying? No more letting myself decay, right? No more letting myself fall apart. The process of excavation, great lyricism, right? Just the process of digging it up, excavation, digging up all these demons. You know what I'm saying? It's like a cavity, right? Got to get up get out all the rot in the tooth, right? Get out all the rot in your soul or whatever is, bringing you down. Surveilling what needs replacing. This daily can't get complacent. I'm taking solo vacations. I need to get away. But what he's saying within that is it's a complete restructuring of his mind, body, his soul, his spirit, his his mental state.
I need solitude. I need to get away and kind of deal with these things. It's almost like he's being his own personal shrink, so to speak.
Yeah.
In this song.
Yeah, that line, the sadness ain't allowed, from the same crowd that turns around and asks for sad songs. So the people are asking for him to make these sad, vulnerable songs, but then those same people are looking at him as weak when he tries to kind of unearth that. Then he said, men aren't supposed to frown, don't make a sound. Stand up proud. No one's appreciating us until we're dead in the ground. It's no surprise that suicide is super high. It's not unusual, because when they know they only get their flowers at their funeral. You know what I'm saying? So when he's talking about get their flowers, he's talking about getting their edification, right? You know what I mean? They're just due in terms of credit for who they are, what they've accomplished, right? Your flowers. Men don't need that. Men don't need to be patted on the back, and they don't need the love and all this other stuff. Man, they're men. They're supposed to just be stoic and not care about that, essentially, right?
So we're hardening ourselves, right? Instead of gardening ourselves, is what he says, right? Because we have to come off a certain way, right? And protect that, that pride and that this, we got to be the man's man, fuck all that, suppressed emotions. We're alone. And so now we're targeting ourselves. So I think what he's saying here, man, is look at all the damage this is doing by hardening ourselves and not, helping ourselves. We're not growing, right? As maybe a people, as a man, or your emotional growth.
But getting back to that line, right? Some women look at you lesser if there's tears on your cheek, but if there's tears tattooed, that same girl is a freak. So they are attracted to the pain unless they hear the pain speak. So society is romanticizing silent sufferers. Stoicism is sexy unless he can't show that. He fucks with her, right? You know what I'm saying? So there's a little pause there for me, excuse me. But unless he can't show that he fucks with her.
Right.
So it's sexy to be stoic to a woman, right? To be sort of non-emotional, not show emotion, until that is actually transferred to her. Until he stops showing that girl emotion. So that tattoo, it's sick to a woman when they see that, when they see tattoos, right? They see edge, right? It makes a man look tough and edgy and maybe like a protector, right? So that, and then there's also pain that goes into getting a tattoo, but there's also pain behind maybe a tattooed tear. There's pain behind why that tattoo is there, why that person went ahead and got that tattoo, which could be as a result of maybe taking someone's life. So that's kind of sexy to a woman because it shows danger in a man. It shows a man is willing to, put himself out there or walk in the face of danger. But when the pain that results from that comes out in the form of words and a man expressing himself, now it's weak. But because the true core of the man, right, the true essence of the man is being frowned upon when a man expresses his true essence, right?
That's true, yeah.
So it's that's why he said in there, he's just like, man, if you run into a girl like that, let her the fuck go. Get her the fuck up out of here. I think he said that, right?
Yeah, if that's your girl, be done with her.
Be done with her.
Yeah,
right?
be done with
because
that.
she's a loss. She's lost in her own way. She has to deal with her own trauma as to why that's even sexy to her. And you know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's cool to like the bad boy until the bad boy treats you like a bad boy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoop your motherfucking ass.
You know what I'm saying? I was going.
I know.
I was going along the lines of just uses you and ghosts you on the phone or some shit. That's like there's levels of bad boy. But this line, betraying myself with straining, enslaved by my past, I'm racing, is interesting because I feel like a lot of this lyricism in here is talking about the struggle of he's facing some sort of struggle, right? Some sort of pain and some sort of trauma, but I'm not exactly sure what the trauma is. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that he mentioned his family. I'm chained to perception is anxious. I'm faced with all this anguish. I can't escape this, right? Talking about being wrapped around the tree, but what is causing this? What specifically is causing you to feel this way is what I'm interested to see if he kind of goes over in detail in the album. Because that's the next step of vulnerability, right? You kind of acknowledge that you have a problem. There's something that's been tormenting you, but what specifically has been tormenting you? And I'm not saying he hasn't hinted around to that in this song about trying to keep up appearances for his family and take care of his family, but I'd like to get a little bit more detail as to what it is. But he crushed this, man.
Yeah, man, that was great, man. But I hear you. Maybe that's gonna be this whole project.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that kind of comes out, man. But dude, yeah, he killed this as usual, man.
Love to see the side of him too.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Like you said, Ryan, you had said something about the braggadocious shit, which we both love that because that's reality too. Like people talk about like, oh, it's shallow. Well, people are shallow when they get money, and that's just real. It's real to be shallow, just so you know when you're getting a lot of money. But it's not all that defines Russ. Clearly, you know what I mean? He's a human being, and I think Russ in his interviews. He always came off bitter to me. He always came off like he had this crazy chip on his shoulder. And anytime I see somebody like that comes off like really bitter and I'm going to get back at all these motherfuckers, right? I feel like they have this sort of unresolved something inside of them that they need to be whole with. You know what I'm saying? He was so focused on like the get back that he didn't even seem happy with his success. And like him being famous was good enough, but it didn't seem like it was good enough. It seemed like he was still like, I'm still ain't fuck this money, man. I want to get at this person. So I think that's where he's at in his life, which I think you alluded to, Ryan. So I think that's great, man. I can't wait to listen to more of the album.
Yeah, man.
Give us some feedback on any other joints you want us to do off the album. And make sure you guys follow us on DefToRadio.com. The information for that, of course, will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost to Vegas.
We out.